Hi everybody, welcome to Module 6. We are going to focus on the final project for this video. And in this overview, I'm going to just quickly go over the final project and then point out the additional parts of the final project that are due shortly thereafter. So this will simply be focusing on the final project overview, the submission, the self-reflection and review / discussion board. Okay, so hopefully you have had the opportunity to take a look at the final project overview. And in this assignment, you get to choose a critical issue that you would like to explore through children's literature. Now, a lot of times in the classroom, teachers are able to use literature to open up the conversation about certain topics that may not otherwise be brought up in class. You can see here at the list below, we're talking about subjects such as poverty, homelessness, family diversity, racism, multicultural awareness, immigration or refugees, disabilities, the LGBTQ community, bullying, death and dying, and really any other topic that you feel would be relevant. If you don't see a topic here listed, I encourage you to find a topic that speaks to you, that you think would be reasonable to explore in the classroom. Remember, it is up to you what classroom you're choosing. So if you are going to focus on the early childhood classroom, you would want to make sure that you consider your audience when you choose your topic and your resources. But this can go all the way through middle school, through high school. So the range can be really broad in terms of, where you want to go with this topic. Just keep in mind of a main age group so that it stays in line with the book appropriateness and subject appropriateness. Okay, once you have chosen your topic, you are then going to have some fun exploring resources that you would use in the classroom on this topic. I encourage you to take a look at the critical issues topics in our previous course readings, including Module 4, which would be realistic fiction, and our Module 6 reading under diversity. So what this assignment consists of is once you have chosen a topic, you are then going to find 4 books that you would use to address this topic in the classroom. So these can be fictional books, they can be informational text, they can be picture books, they can be really any genre, any book format that you choose. Just make sure that the books are relevant for your age group. Now I say that with a bit of caution because picture books can be used in an older classroom. Children, even older children, enjoy picture books now and again. So if you find a picture book that you just absolutely love and you think would be appropriate, even though it may have been intended for a younger audience, if you feel it would be relevant and received well, it's fine to use in an older classroom. So you're going to create an annotated bibliography. And in this annotated bibliography, you can see that all this information that I want to have listed. It's a lot of information, but lucky for you, I have created a final project Google Slide template. So in this template is where you are going to plug in all of this required information. So if you are more of a visual learner and you'd like to read more, what I'm about to explain with the template is also written here, as well as in the template directions. So go ahead and click on the template And you can see this is a PowerPoint, and it is completely filled out for you. First, I want to point out anything that is written in red, you will want to make sure that you put in your own information. Most of the time it is a direction type information, so you'll want to delete that and then add your own. Please add everything back into black font. So you want to put the name of your project, the title of your project, your name, your section. This is this section. This year may not actually be correct, so put the correct year and your correct section. Then you are going to tell me what the theme of your project is. So for example, if your project is on bullying, you could simply write bullying. If it's on racism, death or dying, etc. So go ahead and just put your theme here. The next slide is you will describe your critical issue. So in your own words, you are going to describe what the issue is. So for example purposes, let's go with bullying. So I would describe what bullying is. I may give some subcategories of bullying, such as cyberbullying or whatever focus I might want to really hone in on here. But give a nice description and then explain in another paragraph, why is it important to discuss your topic. My topic, for example, is bullying. So why would that be important to discuss in the preschool to 12 classroom? Believe it or not, preschoolers can actually start bullying at that young age. So it would be reasonable to bring up that topic. And as we know, bullying does not go away as we go further in up the ranks. So why would that be important to address? And then explain why you picked the issue. If you're more comfortable with using the notes section, that's fine. If you feel you can put all this information on the main slide, that's fine too. I'm happy if you want to add graphics or anything like that to spice it up, feel free to do so. The next is the scope of your project. You're going to tell me the grade range that you collected books for. So if you're thinking older, such as high school, it's fine to put high school age on 9th through 12th. If you're thinking more of a early childhood classroom, you might want to focus more on P through first grade, P2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So just be mindful. And then you are going to tell the types of the format of the books that you collected. Were they picture books? Were they chapter books, so on, and the genres that were part of the 4 books that you collected. Okay, you want to come up with 4 subtopics that would fall under the category of your critical issue. So for my example of bullying, we have bullying, but we know that there's a lot to bullying. So the subtopics that I came up with were verbal bullying, cyberbullying, as well as understanding the bully, maybe why the person bullies, and bullying awareness and how to take action. These are all topics that I would want to search for literature, search for topics that would be related to these types of subtopics in your literature. So is there a book on verbal bullying? Or are there literature books that are related to understanding the bully themselves, trying to figure out why they do in fact bully, specifically related to cyberbullying, and awareness. So those were the 4 topics. I encourage you to try to find books that do fall into all 4 subtopics, but it is okay if you can't, but that would just be the goal. Here's where the research component comes in. You are going to research your critical issue and find at least 2 scholarly works that address the issue and either describe why the issue is in fact critical, or how teachers and educators and communities or families can help youth navigate through the critical issue. The scholarly works that you gather should either offer support as to why this is in fact a critical issue in the P12 classroom, or community, or offer ideas on how to help youth navigate through this critical issue. So this is what I am looking for in your research below. Number one, you're going to reference the source, use APA format, and if you have the link, if it was a digital link, include the link as well. You are then going to write a paragraph that summarizes the idea from the resource with respect to your issue, and then number three, explain why do you and the research both believe it is a critical issue that should be examined with youth through literature. You're going to do that twice. So for 2 articles, you will put that information on this first slide, article number 1, and article number 2 will go on this slide. Of course, delete out all of the directions. And then finally comes your annotated bibliography. This is where you're going to put in all of that information that I want you to find for each of your chosen books. So for each book, you're going to go through a certain format. This is my example. You can delete this example. It does not need to be included in your slides. So for my example, the first book is My Name is Maria Isabella. I included the author, title, publisher, year of publication, targeted grade, age range, the format of the book, and the genre of the book, all on the first slide. The second slide is going to include a quick synopsis of the book. Next, with this book, we are going to then make a connection to the classroom. So how would we use this book in our classroom? What kind of activity might we align it with? So for example, students will bring a baby picture of themselves to display on a bulletin board without identification. And then students will interview parents, guardians, and so on to really understand what their name is, why it was chosen, and what it means. They will find definitions of their name and then give an oral report of the findings, ending by posting recent pictures of them and the name next to their baby picture. So this is a whole lesson. It's actually quite a long project unit that is all part of aligning my book, My Name is Maria Isabel, to the classroom. So you want to come up with some sort of classroom activity unit or some sort of connection that you would use the book in the classroom. You're going to do this for all 4 of your books. And then finally, you're going to rate your book on a scale of 1 to 4. You will give your chosen book a rating, explain how the book is connected to the critical issue and why you would recommend it or not recommend it, and then explain exactly why you would or would not recommend the book. So you're going to follow this 4-slide format for all 4 of your chosen books. And so you can delete out the directions and then just start here at book number 1 and plug in your information. And I have enough space for book 2, book 3, and you guessed it, book number 4. At the very end of this template, I have included a reference slide, so please make sure you include all your references, citations in APA format, as well as any images or photos that you did use for the assignment. Okay, my hope was to go over all of the different parts of our final project in this one video, but I didn't get the opportunity to do so. So please join me again as we talk about the submission as well as the peer reviews and the self-reflection in the next video. If you have any questions about this assignment or would like to talk further, please email me through Canvas. Have a lot of fun and happy reading, everybody.